Welcome to the Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man. Live from Studio C at media stations in Bohemia, New York.
Wow, I love it. We got our fans applauding us. Oh, this is just great. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour. I am the Music Man, or they call me Norman Wasserman, and right next to me there's the lovely Lisa Radino, who's finally will be co-hosting. She's been gone for 3 weeks. She's been in Italy. We're here.
Yes.
We're here driving ourselves crazy in the heat and in the weather and whatever. And Lisa's in Italy.
Yes, and there was plenty of heat down there, but there was an ocean in my front yard every day. So,
Well, you were that close to the water?
we were like 2 blocks from the water, and we actually, in 9 days, I was on 9 different beaches. I would go to the beach at least twice a day for a few of those days. Yes.
It's not the kind. I mean, I would love to go to Italy, but I am not a beach person. I've had 3 bouts of skin cancer, so I stay away from it as much as possible. So that's it. But I'm glad to have you back.
Well,
Missed
thank you. It's good
and
to be back.
Nice
Hope
to
you've
have you
been
here.
holding the fort down okay.
Yeah,
I think you did all right.
I've been doing this once or twice, so I got an idea.
You
But
got it.
What I'm going to do now is take a 360. How's
Oh,
that?
yeah.
How's that, Willie? We're going to
That
do a
sounds good.
360 because you are from 360 Connects.
That's correct.
Ah,
Good evening,
welcome,
and
Will.
welcome to the show. Welcome to the Business Power Hour.
Great. Glad to be here.
Okay, you had a little COVID during the week, right?
Yep, sure did.
How you feeling?
Ah.
How you feeling now?
First time that I know of.
Uh-huh. When Mike Weiner was on, he had COVID also.
You're kidding.
Okay, he had,
Way back when, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing stops him, that's for sure.
No.
Yep.
Well, it's nice to have you here. Tell us a little bit about what 360 Connects does.
Okay, Connects 360 is a marketing technology company. We provide all things technology for marketing purposes to help customers reach more customers.
Could you give us some examples of what those kind of things could be?
Yeah, well, we do virtual tours, we do geofence advertising, we do omnichannel marketing solutions, which includes direct mail plus online plus social.
And how long have you been with this company?
Well, this company, Connects 360, is since 2018,
Uh-huh.
but it's a culmination of 25 years in marketing technology.
So that's where they got the 360 fund. They're making a full 360.
You got it. So we can do everything. Yeah, online, offline, social, you name it.
Well, tell us a little bit about how you got started. Like when you were in high school or stuff, were you thinking about doing something like this? What did you have planned?
Nothing at all like this. There were 3 of us in high school that planned to go into the FBI or CIA. So when I went to college, I studied criminology to do just that.
Interesting. Okay.
So applied for the local police department, which was going to be a stepping stone. And lo and behold, I didn't pass the physical. I wound up having had some back issues. Let's put it that way. But unbeknownst to me, because I was an athlete, I didn't know it. So looking for a job, my sister had some brilliant idea to come work for her. She worked for a gentleman in DC in a print shop. So I could go learn the trade. Well, that's not the last thing on the face of the earth that I ever thought I would do. My 2 buddies moved on to the FBI, and
Oh, they got in?
they got in and did some great stuff, pretty exciting stuff, and they retired, and I didn't. I wanted to save the world along with them,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and I wound up confusing the world with technology. So
Confusing the world with technology. Explain that one, would you?
Well, it's a good one because, I wound up in the printing business and learned a trade, went on to New York Life Insurance, learned how to sell, and then came back to the printing business to sell printing. And probably in that 5 years, and then I discovered the internet.
Well, when you wanted to sell and there are so many different things that need to be sold, what the heck did you pick printing for? Because you knew
I
it?
did it kind of like I fell into it.
Okay.
I mean, I had no clue. I mean, I didn't have a plan B. That's what I always say. My plan A was always to be in law enforcement. And when that failed or it didn't happen, I wound up in the printing business. I mean, just grudgingly did it, worked really hard, but learned to trade and then wound up coming back and selling. 5 years into it, that's when I discovered the internet. I just happened to be lucky and saw a disc, and I heard something about the World Wide Web. And when I saw it, I looked at that and I said, that's the future of printing. So around here in the DC area, it's kind of like a big deal for the internet, World Wide Web developers that had already started, and they come from the National Science Foundation. And they had an ad on the radio talking about it. So I called them, set up an appointment, and in 3 hours, they taught me what the World Wide Web looks like.
Well,
as far
in
as
3 hours.
in 3 hours.
I guess
I
they
said,
weren't too.
well, when I saw what they did,
into it.
they were already doing publishing for like these large magazines like Popular Mechanics.
Right.
I had some magazine customers, and I thought of one, and within 3 days, brought the customer down to them, and we sold them. I sold my first, with their help, my first catalog website.
Nice.
Wow.
So it was a pretty big deal because it was a big customer. We printed 200,000 catalogs and distributed them all over the world, and that's why I thought about them. And they company called Pat Electronics in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and they sold parts like a telecommunication parts, like a mini Cisco. So seeing that, I'm going, wow, I think they're going to be a good prospect for this. So we did it. We built it. Well, they built it. I just sold it. I came back to the owner of the printing company. I go, guess what I just did? And I told him, I said, I see a big market for this. I see a big market for this because we printed for associations, nonprofits, government, publishers, all different types of customers that I thought would be great for this product. But boy, did I catch some flack.
For what reason?
Well, because it's a printing company.
And you just gave away your biggest client.
Well, no, we still printed. We still printed them for forever. But it was just to me, it was just another medium because CD-ROM had just now started to come out. You know, digital printing wasn't even out yet, but CD-ROM was for taking directories and putting it on a CD-ROM.
I got to say that your boss was a little short-sighted.
Well, no, not the boss. The boss is the only one that believed me. So he said, well, if you think it's such a big deal, then draw up a business plan and make it happen. So that's exactly what I did. I drew up a business. I'd never written a business plan before, but I did. I just did it, and there was no internet to go get a copy of one. So I just put some stuff together, and then the biggest showed it to him, and he says, okay, well, now you got to go get somebody to build these things. So that's when we put out on a listserv a job description for, first of all, a CD-ROM developer and internet. Just mention the word internet. And I got in the mail a CD-ROM baseball game from this gentleman that had just finished
developing it.
Well, he went to Yale for English, and he worked on the Macintosh. And he loved it so much that he went to RIT, which is the Graphic Arts College of the United States, one of the big ones.
Yeah, in New York.
He learned graphic arts, and then he sent his resume in the form of a baseball game. I opened it up, and I'm going, this guy's unbelievable. This guy is unbelievable. So made an interviewed him, which was fascinating in and of itself, because in the interview, he had a Newton in his hand. The Newton was the very first PDA from Apple. And he said, I've got some ideas for Apple. Well, I had no idea what he was talking about, so I just didn't ask him why. But anyway, I knew he was going to be a very intelligent guy. He's perfect. Asked him what he needed, and we agreed, and he started. And that started an internet division in a printing company. We were the first one in Washington, D.C., and it was one heck of a ride. One of the first clients we put on was the Cistercian brothers who made fruitcakes. and distribute them all over the country. And their advertising were these little ads in newspapers and magazines. And that's how they got their business, fruitcakes, good old fruitcakes. So
Wow.
I sent a letter to all of our customers, and he answered, calls me on the phone, and introduces himself as Brother Barnabas and says, I'm interested in having a website. I said, okay, what are you going to do with it? He goes, well, it'll make my job easier selling fruitcakes, because there's only one brother each day that takes the orders in, whether it be by fax or mail. Now it's going to be by the internet, and takes the order and then fulfills it. So this would streamline his back-end processing if it comes in the form of an email. So that was our first, one of them. We did a few others, of course, and it made the center spread of the Washington Post business paper and Wired magazine. So now we're on the map, getting a little recognition. But we wound up doing a lot of other commercial, and even the U.S. Postal Service, one of their first websites showing off their stamps.
So who did the websites for you? You did them yourself?
No, Ken, yeah, we did. Well, Ken, the gentleman's name was Ken Kashenda. He was the webmaster. I was the salesperson, and I would just go out and
So he was the guy from RIT.
He graduated from RIT, works for me. He's the webmaster. He's the man. And he was brilliant. The guy was brilliant. So I would bring in a magazine or a brochure, and he would design a website. And then my job was to go out and show the client what it would look like.
Mm-hmm.
And they loved it. And that's how we sold it. We just took a magazine or a book cover. Because when I saw a magazine, I see a website. You've got a headline, you got an image, you got chapters, click on it, and goes inside. And that's how I was like a kid that can't, when I saw this, I'm going, this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer.
Love it.
A lot of people thought I was crazy. The owner didn't. He backed me up. And then, of course,
that's all you needed.
With Ken, he just made everything easy. And it was just a really good guy to work with.
How long did Ken stay with the company?
He stayed about 18 months. But at that time, this is 1994, 95. So his job had just been invented. So he wanted to go work in a larger shop,
right?
Work with a group of other programmers and learn, because he knew obviously it was going to be the future as well. And he wound up, the little famous story is he was this good. He wound up at Apple and was one of the lead engineers on the iPhone.
Wow.
And if you knew Ken, and he also was the inventor of the spell check, spell corrector.
Yep.
And he's got a video. Somebody interviewed him. He's retired, and he wrote a book, and he's gone all over the world talking about.
He's probably made a fortune with the
Apple,
with the stock inside.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, he deserved it. He was
a
really good guy. He was just that smart.
Wow.
So that's pretty interesting.
Was the reason that you were in this company to help people? I get the sense, because we were talking about charity work before and stuff, and I see you like the kind of guy that wants to help. Is that the case?
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's how I sold. So having experience from being trained how to sell from New York Life, the key was to find a need and fill it. Because if you didn't have a need, you can't do anything. So my approach selling printing was, I think, very unique at that time.
But what was it that you did that was special and unique?
Very unique, because I wasn't selling my press is better than your press, or we've got 6 colors and you got 4. I was finding a problem. And at that time, we had a full service commercial print shop where we could design, typeset, print, bind, and mail. And when asking questions to a publisher, I had a lot of questions. And I could say, well, how's this working? Do you like the design? Great. Do you have any problems in the, you want to save money on postage? Have you heard about the new way to do telecommunication typesetting. Remember the floppy disk? Were you all around for that?
Mhm.
Well,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we moved from floppy disk to scanning to telecommunication to then eventually desktop publishing.
Ah.
And I saw another big opportunity there because it was such a disaster when the client took over doing desktop publishing away from the professionals. There never came in a disk that was readable. It didn't have fonts. So it became a huge opportunity. Again, a little lucky here. I don't know, just seeing things because it was like a war.
You know,
Salespeople would.
it's interesting. When you ask somebody now to make you a website, they want parameters, they want colors, they want this, they want that. They want it as ADA compliant. I'm sure there was an ADA back in that time. You were already going to these potential customers with what they were going to buy as their website. They actually did they have any decisions on anything that went into the website?
Well, back then we gave them all the ideas.
Well,
We
that's
just
what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
In the early days, they had no clue. They didn't know what to do with these things.
So, so you went
This
into
was
ABC company and said, "By the way, I want to introduce you to your new website. This
yeah.
is what
It
it's
was
going to look like." And you take a look and look at this and turn the page.
yeah. Oh yeah. It was pretty simple. And then not too long after that, we wound up doing more interactive. There was one newsletter called Fed Jobs, and they published a newsletter twice a month that had you'd have to sign up for this. If you're looking for a federal job, you could subscribe to this and get this newsletter in the mail twice a month, and you'd have to look up, thumb through to see, okay, I'm in St. Louis and I'm this level and I'm looking for this type of job. Pretty tedious. And you're not going to believe this. I used to print that years ago. I literally printed it. So here it is now. They go, wow, we're interested in putting that on the web, but we want it to work this particular way, which means we would set up a website, Fed Jobs, and somebody could come in and type in their zip code and the type of job they're looking for, and then up would pop a one page of maybe 7 jobs, just one-liners. Okay, and then if they wanted to know more, they could click on it. But if they want to see the whole page, they have to pay for it. So that was done in the mid-90s. That was our first e-commerce using the web to order online something that they would normally get in the mail.
Wow.
That was another way ahead of the times.
Now, where do you provide your services? I know you're in Annapolis or DC. Are you limited to your footprint of where you are, or?
Now, we've been nationwide for a long time, many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So this company is just another new wave of companies that I started. I don't know.
Give us another idea of something else that you started and what happened with it.
Which one now? I'm sorry.
Give us another sample of one of the other
yeah,
companies.
So back in the late 90s, now web to print was starting to become popular. Matter of fact, by the web to print meaning you could, like a Vistaprint, but before Vistaprint was around. So there were printing companies that wanted to offer an online store and let customers order print materials from them. They could upload a file, pick a quantity, pay for it, and it would be printed on the back end delivered. So at the time, we hadn't developed one yet, but at the printing company that I worked for, I wound up after that working for Quest and then started my own business building custom web to print solutions, meaning setting up these storefronts for private label brands. One of the first ones I developed was for the American Diabetes Association. They had a brochure that they want customized all over the country for their 110 88 local offices so that they could get printed in these brochures that had an envelope inside, meaning you could rip off the flap, put a check in, and be delivered to the local office. And they were distributed in all of the funeral homes all across the country. So the problem we saw was allowing the local office to get their address on that envelope flap. So we built an online solution. They could just have to type in their zip code, the 88 office. It was private, behind the private intranet. Put in their zip code, the address pops up, they pick their quantity, and then we would print on demand that 50 copies, 100 copies, 200 copies, and ship it to them. And that solved a huge problem for the American Diabetes to get local offices involved, because they didn't want to get involved because all the money used to come back to the headquarters. So
Right.
this solved the problem for local offices.
So did you do the same thing for other charitable organizations that had multiple offices?
Yes.
Okay.
And then that led to, so that went so well for them. I love telling this story, which is we set it up. The customer was fantastic. I mean, without the customer, the lady Cheryl, it would have never happened. I'm solving a problem. I'm asking a lot of questions. So we built it, tweaked it to her liking, and then launched it. And then she did her job of promoting it. So when we put that thing online, along with her promotion, we got so many orders that it took the printer 3 months backlog in order to fulfill the orders.
That's awesome.
Thousands
Now,
of orders.
now, if anyone wanted your services, how could they reach you?
My phone number is 240-447-5261.
One more time.
240-447-5261.
So you're busy solving problems, but ended up with a backlog. Did you have to get an extra printer involved?
Well, it was a large printer, so they figured it out. They understood the workflow, and it turned out to be a very, very successful
So
project.
how many charities were you able to entice by doing this? I mean, I would imagine just about everybody.
We probably did maybe 15 or so, but they were large projects. These are not. That led to another program for American Diabetes, which was a wedding favor program, where you can make a donation, and by the quantity of your donation determine how many table tents, bookmarks, or scrolls you could order on demand, customized with the bride and the groom. And we're making it in lieu of flowers. We're going to make a donation to the American Diabetes in your in name and honor. Love, John and Mary, June 25th, whatever.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that became very successful for them.
I didn't even know that. Is Vista closed now? I have not seen
Oh no,
anything.
they're big.
They're very big up and they're busy all the time. And they're also one of the vendors that actually will report to business credit. So if you have accounts with them, your business accounts will be credited or monitored with
I don't
their
remember
business
seeing
credit building.
anything from Vista, an advertisement or anything before COVID.
They don't have to. They're king of the hill now. They're
Yeah.
probably number one. Small office, home office, individual for ordering anything from business cards to signage.
They take care of all the little guys.
Very, very good. I watched them, and they could have been competition for me in the nonprofit space, building these customized. What I did for American Diabetes, besides the brochure program, was what we call a back-end premium, which was a customized premium after a donation is made. Now, charities could have gone to something like Vistaprint. My model is they kept all the money, meaning they would make a donation on the American Diabetes portal. Once it's paid for, we were integrated on the back end, and we would fulfill the customization of the favor and print it and ship it.
Was there
Nice.
what was the true reason why you became an entrepreneur? Was it the money? Was it the money in helping people? What was the reason? Everyone has a different reason why they do that.
because I had the ideas.
And you didn't know where to go with them, so you said, I'm going to do it myself.
Well, it was always a struggle sometimes.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
struggle. I got, it sounds pretty simple now, but back then, I had to get a lot of people
To
to
get on board, huh?
get on board, especially in a printing. God bless them all. They were great, great people, good people. It's just was different. And of course, money's being funneled over this way to get this division off. But anyway, later on, I just saw that there was a big need in the industry, which were easy to use, customized web to print ordering systems. And I mean easy to use. So as a result of these success stories, the word got around that if you wanted to have a web to print solution, then you would call Willie. And a couple people did, and I got some very nice large projects, big name brands, where thousands of people were ordering print materials on a monthly basis.
Nice.
Co-branding, local marketing, huge national brands to allow they could order signage, brochures, postcards, upload your list, or we'll buy the list for you. But just pick, choose, hit the button. Very easy to order. And that was really totally against the mainstream industry software programs, which were all software based. And as a consultant, talking to other people that when are they going to buy? And I'm going, well, what are you going to use it for? Well, if it's an intranet, maybe, but if it's too simple, or not simple, but people that are like in the field that are not used to technology, it must be point and click. My web to print solutions were modeled after Google, which was very simple, clean. I was a beta tester of Google, being in the backyard of University of Maryland, and TurboTax. So Google, all you saw was one box and a button, and TurboTax asked questions. And every time there was a huge database behind the scene, and as you went through the process, then by you click, 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 boom, it's done. Because if it wasn't very simple, nobody was going to use that thing. Because I would ask the questions: who's going to order these customized printed material? Oh, there's going to be a salesperson. Oh, great. Or a franchise owner or a retailer. They don't have time to learn software.
No.
Bottom line was we made them easy to use, and they were extremely successful.
Is 360 a franchise organization?
Now, Connects 360, the evolution kept going in being a consultant, doing other projects for other companies, and then eventually started Connects 360 in 2018, doing virtual tours for senior living homes all across the U.S. So 360 was that panoramic. So that added a new product mix to my marketing technology line. And that went very, very successful. So we would shoot them, but then they use a marketing technology software with a menu system. So somebody could click through and see that you could see an aerial view, you could see the front entrance, the lobby, what does a bedroom look like? Boom, boom. Very easy. And these were all 360s combined with aerial photography and info panels.
So what are the best industries for your company?
Well, it depends on what product. So
let's say virtual. Is it real estate?
No, we don't do real estate. We do commercial, mainly help. We've done several hundred, probably senior living centers, healthcare facilities that people want to look inside to make a decision to put mom or dad or a loved one. And these solutions help people see what that place looks like, and they don't have to visit them all.
No, and if they like it, then they go and take a peek at it. That's all.
They take a peek inside. And during COVID, we stopped shooting, but our customers, their online views doubled and tripled.
Nice.
So that helped. Of course, it shut down shooting new ones at the time. So anyway, so that's one product line. We also do geofence advertising to that same market for
Ah.
real
Bef-
all
before we
different
go
types of industries for that. I'm sorry.
before we go too much into the geo signs, I think we need to take a minute and pay some bills. What do you think, Norman?
I always like to pay my bills. All
Okay.
right, we'll be back in 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Give
Stay
us.
tuned.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. My name is Norman Wasserman, and next to me is Lisa Radino. Lisa and I host a TV podcast show called The Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man.
So what does the Business Power Hour do? We are here to talk about you and your business. We will put you on air for 1 hour to highlight your business in front of thousands of viewers worldwide, helping you generate more leads to grow your business.
And we do this every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. right here. What are you doing?
I'm keeping you on point. My name is Lisa Radino. I am a commercial loan advisor and broker. Have you been finding that your business's cash flow is not where you need it to be? Have you found yourself taking from your personal accounts to meet your business's obligations? Have you found that those quick solutions of quick money are starting to get awfully expensive? My job is to find the right funding products for my clients so they can get back to working in their business and give me the task of finding the best options for their situation. Give us a call today to learn more. 516-268-0350.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friend Entertainment USA. My name is Norman Wasserman. I am also known as the Music Man. Let me just tell you a little bit about Friend Entertainment. We put on concerts for charities, and we do that everywhere from New York to Las Vegas. We do R&B, Motown, rock and roll, jazz, whatever it is that you wish. Friend Entertainment will deliver the best of the best for you and your charity. Here are some of the names of the talent that have performed with us on our stage. Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, the one and only ELO, Elton John himself, Kool and the Gang, and the fabulous Donna Summer. Go to our website, friendentusa.com. That's www.friendentusa.com, or feel free to call us at 631-698-9696. 631-698-9696, and we'll see you at the next show. Okay, and welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man and our special guest, William Brennan of Connects 360. You sent me some information this afternoon, Bill, and I thought it was pretty exciting, and so did you. That's why you sent it to me. And I said I was going to try and do something so that you could show this to people. And it's your brand new website. And this just got, released today?
Yeah, the last couple of days.
All right. So what I'm going to do, and I think this could be a great thing for you to do tonight, is explain to we're going to go page by page and see if you can explain or pull some things out of the website and explain them to our viewers that are tuning in.
Awesome.
All right. So the first one's posted, and just speak a little bit to it.
So are you seeing the interactive virtual tours?
Yeah, we're going a little back up, Dylan. Okay, go back up a little more. Okay, reach more customers with our comprehensive marketing technology solutions.
That's it. Yeah, that's the header of the new page. This page lists all of the different technology solutions that we offer to this day. So it's an entry in there, the first page, and then the first panel you're going to see interactive virtual tours, and you'll see a little description of one where immerse. The idea is to take the virtual tour, but you can see the interactive menu and info panels. Gives the viewer a chance to see inside exactly what that place looks like, and it's beautiful, along with our beautiful photography. The next panel is omnichannel marketing solutions. This is where we take a mailing list, a traditional direct mail program, and we append it with their social, meaning Facebook, Instagram, and then online, Google, YouTube. So we take one single address and we're going to boost it with probably 10 to 20 times the number of impressions. So a 5,000 postcard mailing, we're probably going to get them 50 to 100,000 impressions, which is boost their audience to make sure that person who's getting the postcard, they're going to start seeing ads on Facebook, online, Instagram, YouTube, and they're all clickable back to a customized landing page for that campaign. So that's our newest, greatest, kind of combines all of the technology, including direct mail with online advertising. The next panel is our world-class photography. Beautiful, stunning looking photography with aerials, commercial, retail, indoor, outdoors. Our top products and services, you can see we have 10 different services: omnichannel, virtual tours, geofence advertising, creative services.
Do you want to explain those services with a little bit more in depth?
Yeah, the geofence is where it could be any type of company. It could be retail. It could be even the senior living homes, healthcare. What we do is we geofence areas. We can geofence events, meaning we're going to draw geofence around competitors or even in the homes, and they'll start seeing ads on their mobile device for the next 30 days, and they're all clickable, which lead back to the landing page.
That's great.
Creative services, if the customer doesn't have design or copywriting, we can provide that. We also provide landing pages, sales funnels. Again, it's a fill-in if the customer doesn't have it. And the one that I'm showing you is one of our landing page sales funnels as an example. We also do e-commerce sites. We're building Shopify stores for electronic companies. They can sell their TVs and audio and security systems online. Direct mail. Have a national production workflow, so we can do just about any size direct mail, small, medium, large, and distribute it with logistics all over the country.
That's great.
Consulting services it's probably the lead thing. So when, like you said, helping people. So we help companies, ask them questions and decide what their needs are, what's missing, what do they want to improve, and then I can give a lot of recommendations that for them to choose from, of course, based on their budget. We also do social media campaigns. So planning out a month's worth of social media, providing content, graphics, ads to all your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Twitter, and so forth, and of course, photography. And the industries we serve, you can see retail, healthcare, trade services like electricians, roofers, hospitality, resorts, restaurants. We've done some beautiful resorts in Panama. Is the number one fishing resort in the world, and the photography is absolutely gorgeous.
And that's in Panama?
That's in Panama, yep.
I'm going
So
there.
you're not limited to just the U.S.
No, well, my photographer likes to go everywhere. Right now he's in Indiana, but yeah, he's been to Panama a couple times, South America, shooting some of these after these hurricanes and disasters. Communities are putting money in to help build these resorts back up and increase their tourism. E-commerce, been doing e-commerce for 25 years. Political, our omnichannel program is ripe for political, where we can again take that mailing list. In this case, that might be 100,000. We might be able to get them 1 million to 2 million impressions in a month's period of time. and impressions are what they're looking for.
Well, to the fans that are tuning in by chance, if there are anyone that does not know, explain what an impression is and what it does.
Yeah, so an impression, if you have, let's say, a 10,000 mailing piece, so that's 10,000 impressions there into the home. And then when we append their Facebook, Instagram, online, geo-targeting, website retargeting, YouTube, Discover, all the Google network, you'll see that ad showing up on your social media, and every time you see it, that's an impression.
Mm-hmm.
So our dashboard shows them a day-by-day basis how many impressions they're getting with each channel online, whether it's social, and then of course we're going to follow up for the next 20 days. The first 10 days they're being pushed. The next 20 days, if you've seen that impression, now you're going to keep seeing it multiple times for that 30-day period.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's to me, it's like anything else. It's been out for a little while, and I found it last year because of COVID. I doing my own marketing myself. I started doing telemarketing, email marketing, and then I go, you know what? Why haven't I done direct mail? And then when I started researching direct mail, I kept coming across this 2.0 platform, which is taking a direct mail piece and then adding on ads, pushing out to social and online. I'm going, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So anything else, I shout it from the mountaintop. So
Right.
it's the latest, greatest marketing advertising platform you can do in 2023 and going forward, because the platform keeps adding on other technologies, including AI, which will be coming probably later this year or so, meaning they'll be capturing data from every type of direct mail piece that's ever been produced through the system, taking scans of, let's say, a postcard and testing or analyzing the data. What size was the head? What did best? What pulled the most impressions from the color, the size of the postcard, or any mail piece, font, headline, offer, marketplace, demographic, thousands of points, so that when we go do another campaign going forward for a particular, let's say, an electrical company that wants to do things in direct mail in the whatever demographic, we're going to be able to give them some insight on what's pulling the best.
So, with all this knowledge that you have and all the research that you've done, what training did you receive for this?
You know, people go, "Did you finish college?" No. Why? Because why?
It was in the way. Work was there.
I needed to get it. I didn't. My dream was over.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
over before I even started. So I wound up and in the printing industry, and boom, it just appeared in front of me. And I don't know. I don't think you can get trained on that.
You know,
Right.
something
Well,
that
look at Steve.
there's something that you're showing us tonight. Your enthusiasm and passion
Yes.
for just listening to you go through that new website that you have. You can hear how proud of what it is that you're doing and what everyone was looking at.
Yeah. Can you see the featured work? That's the Tropic Star Lodge.
Right.
That's that interactive virtual tour with air. The photography on that is, I mean, Jay, that's my
crazy.
photographer. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. So we take that art and turn it into an interactive platform to help customers attract new customers. That's what it's all about. It's all about what are you going to provide your customer to help them increase their revenue.
Go ahead, Liz.
I was going to ask, so what is your most popular success story?
I guess I'll say it. It was, well, I mean, I really enjoyed what I did with the nonprofits.
Nice.
That was the what I did for American Diabetes. We did the brochure We did the brochure program. We did a wedding favor program, and when we finished it, I was told, don't say anything to anybody. And I think the next year they won nonprofit fundraiser of the year.
Awesome.
So
that's wonderful.
It's all, yeah. There's others.
If anyone wants to get in touch with you and have a consultation or learn more, how can they reach you?
240-447-5261.
One more time.
240-447-5261.
Out of all the clients that you have, is your business have a tendency to go in a particular direction because of the response that you're getting? Like, is it not-for-profit? Is it restaurants? Is it hotels?
Right now, the omnichannel program that we offer, it's for all types of businesses. Meaning, if you do direct mail, we're gonna boost your direct mail results by 23 to 46%. So that's for all home services, retail, doctors, chiropractors, dentists, spas, for all candidates. Because if they're doing direct mail, it's gonna boost them. And if they're not doing direct mail, and they're finding that their online expenditure is increasing with less results, well, let's move some of that budget over to omnichannel and test it and see how that works.
The SEO marketing aspect of your program, is it affordable for a charity to use it? Like if they were going to do, let's say, a concert, and I recommended 360 Connects, and I said they have a great marketing SEO program which will enable you to help you sell tickets more readily.
Well, we don't do SEO. We do multiple channels. We push ads.
I thought you mentioned that you had an SEO feature.
No, we don't do it. We do social media.
Okay.
We do social media, which is content.
Okay.
To their, we in the omnichannel, we're pushing ads to their social accounts, like Facebook and Instagram, and then they're following people on Google. Of course, if you hit the website, you're going to start seeing those ads. Yes, it's for nonprofits. It's for everybody.
But is it affordable for a nonprofit?
Oh, absolutely. Well, if they're spending money on direct mail, absolutely. We're not going to be that much more when you take what they're paying currently for direct mail and also what they're doing online. So we're not going to be adding to their budget. We can be shifting their budget slightly. It's not because of the way we buy very economically, very affordably.
So we are getting almost towards the end of the hour, believe it or not. I want to know from you, give Lisa and I one of your most interesting stories with a client, things that you've done for your clients. Anything in particular you can think of?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, so this is it. We probably did their program for about 7 years. It was a brand new jewelry company coming to the United States. I think it's maybe about 25 years or 20 years ago or so, called Pandora Jewelry.
Oh, sure. Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So, because of what I had done in the DC area, doing these websites for nonprofit, or doing these for American Diabetes and other charities, they were web to print systems. So Pandora, when they came to the United States, they were new, and they were going to grow their business through local real jewelry stores, local all across the U.S., actually all across North America. So as they started growing, they were doing it one store at a time. They knew that they'd be signing up hundreds, possibly thousands of jewelry stores all over North America. So they really needed, and they asked for, a customized web to print system. And I think it might have been 2, maybe 3 3 agencies contacted me, but one of them, and they all came to me in secrecy. They couldn't say who. They were just feeling me out. And then, and finally, I said, I said to one guy, well, what makes you think you're going to get it? He goes, well, because I know I am. He has a relationship with the owner that came here from Denmark. I said, okay. So he brought me in and sat down, designed the system for them, and we were there was a competition. Ours customized, very easy to use versus off-the-shelf software. I knew what software they were using, and I knew it would never work. It might work for a couple of little things here and there, but their growth strategy was not even written down. They just said, we're going to grow big. Okay. Well, in the back of my mind, I'm going, okay. So it started off as we offered 2 products. We offered a couple of postcards and a catalog. Well, that grew from 2 products to probably 50 different products, and 50,000 different designs changed quarterly. Oh. And it went from 50 users to probably 3,000 users in the US and Canada. So it was a monster. Probably had 10 or 12 manufacturers on the back end, because we could do postcards. We had different kinds. We had on demand, we had wait and save, then we had catalogs, we had signage. Have you ever seen Pandora signage in the malls?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they got very popular. They got very, very popular. So I was blessed to be a part of it. It was a great experience. It was very successful for everybody. And the best part was they would go to all the major cities and all the local Pandora jewelers that were their customers. They would have these marketing days, and people would come in, they'd be treated with a nice lunch. And then they'd have these workshops, and the marketing team would have their workshop. And then I would be part of the marketing team. Mm-hmm. So marketing would explain how much money they're spending on national advertising. And I would come in and show them the online system to order and teach them about direct mail and why it's going to be successful. And it worked. It was a
Pandora
great win for everybody.
Huge jewelry retail chain. Are there any other companies in any industry that you can tell us that may be a client, or kind of like hush hush?
Yeah, kind of one, but it's coming. There's a new direct mail initiative in the future that's going to be a game changer. A lot of it's just secret squirrel right now, but when I looked at it, I went, wow.
So time to buy stock, right?
Buy something. I'm just waiting for it to happen, because it's definitely it's definitely going to be a game changer. So direct mail is back. It never really left.
But it got stronger in the last 6 months, because I know I do some of it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, good. Yeah. It works.
Yep. And we've done it in the past, but we've been talking about doing it again, because it's the unsung hero that's just waiting to have and come back.
Yeah, and then we have the statistics that I don't know if it's Gen Z or the millennials, they really appreciate getting something in the mail. Tangible, especially if it's their brand, if it's their, one of their games or whatever it is. It's a great way to break through the clutter, because online is saturated.
Right. Nobody opens their emails anymore.
No, the emails are not going through. And the spam blockers are.
All right, so what we're going to do is have you again for the last time. Tell everybody how to reach you. Make sure that everybody has your name, how to reach you. Go for it.
240-447-5261. 240-447-5261.
Perfect. And connects 360.
Correct. .net.
.net. Okay.
Well, I have to say that
Connects360.net.
you did a great job tonight. I love the new website. The new
Thank you.
website is super. I'm glad we had a chance to show it on the Business Power Hour, and you had a chance to let a lot of people get to see it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. This is absolutely awesome.
Well,
And this is all because of NRG, and I met you all.
absolutely. And every week we mentioned it.
Yep.
Right. And
That's it. And
and
energy
Mike
does
Wiener,
a
thank
lot
you.
of positive things.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of
Great
positive.
group.
And by the way, Mike said I should say hello to you tonight. So
Yeah,
hello
we'll
to you
say hi to
tonight.
Mike.
You know,
Yeah,
for Mike.
Mike is just back from the
Yeah, he took
Bahaman cruise or
a
something.
much needed vacation that he
Yes.
did need.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yep.
we're going to ask you just to stay there. Don't hang up the phone yet. All
Okay.
right, you stay with us as Lisa and I just say so long to our people watching and to let them know that this Thursday, we have another guest coming in. Her name is Kim Sheps. And no, I am not going to tell you who she is or what she does. You're going to have to tune in at 7 o'clock on Thursday evening and say hello to the Business Power Hour. And on that note, I want everyone to have a great weekend. If we don't get a chance to see you Thursday, God bless and be safe.
Have a great week,
Good
everyone.
night, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
The Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man is sponsored by Media Stations. Create your own media and have your own station. To get started with your own content, call or text 516-448-2066. That's Media Stations in both